And you talking about AfroBeats?
Yes.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
So they're connected with everyone else except us. But when we look at what they're doing, their music is not free in Africa. It's fuckery.
Every artist have a story, whether you're the smallest artist or the biggest artist. What will define you is your preparation. The great Nipsey Hussle once said, luck is just being prepared at all times, so when the door opens, you're ready. This is my journey. You think I'm playing?
YouTube, what's up? How y'all doing out there, man? Hope y'all chilling. Hope y'all having a progressive week heading into the weekend. But we gotta work, man. We gotta work. So this week we had Buju Banton, man. The great Buju Banton, man. You know, Buju Banton is one of my favorite DJs, man. Favorite reggae singers of all times, man. Like, he is a legend in his own right, man. I think Buju Banton, you could say, is one of those dudes that, you know, he's in the lineage of like Bob and all those guys, man. Like, you know, like he really like one of those freedom fighters. But he did an interview on Drink Champs because he's touring right now. He's back in America. Happy for him. Happy that he's finally back to work and able to travel to America again. But he did an interview recently on Drink Champs with Noriega and DJ Effin, and a very long, maybe like 2 hours and something, very long, informative interview. So much education on there, so much knowledge on there. But I picked two main points that I think everybody else also noticed in there. But two main points that I wanted to stress on was what he said about music today, like, you know, like from iTunes and Spotify, and what he said about AfroBeats. You know what I'm saying? Because those points was very serious to me. But first, let's take a look at what he said about the way music is being consumed today, and you know, what's going on in streaming platforms and stuff like that right now. Let's check this out right here.
I am coming from an era where a record was a record. And this said record was sold
Care for my record
for a minimal a $7, $6, $5, $4, $3, $2. That's how it grow and come forward.
right.
Then I man come to a time where I have no more bumbleclad record. I man find myself with a CD. I man accept it. I man could have still hear my music, and I man still hold something to represent my ownership of the music when I listen to. Then I man go sleep and wake up and you say I man have no record, no CD, but the music in the blood clot cloud.
It's real. It's in the cloud.
I gone from a stage of owning my music. I can play every time my blood clot want to a stage where now if I have my phone on blood clot subscribe, I can't hear my music. When did this happen to me? And we all sit and laugh and think it's a blood clot joke. We want back with music.
Real talk.
A guy take my music and put it in the cloud. And I can't get my music physically, play my music when I want to hear my music. Yet you're not paying nothing for my music. Pennies.
Right.
And then because I pennies to make this blood clot.
Right.
You trick with it.
I agree with him, you know. Back in the day, you know, it was just not the musician owning their music, it was also the consumer owning a piece of something tangible that they're able to access all the time. I used to love having CDs and things like that, to be able to play the music and listening over and over and just pop it in. Like he said, like if you don't have a subscription, you basically cannot access any music. And artists make pennies, you know, for the music that they create today.
You trick with it.
you know, you have to do a whole bunch of streaming in order to get one sale. You know what I mean? Like, all music is basically free now. You know, it's something that I've stressed on before in previous videos, that artists really don't make any money from streaming companies. We saw the CEO of Spotify saying that music, to create music is free. Like, I don't know what world he lives in. Like, if somebody told him that to create his app was free, so why are you charging people money to listen to music? You know, he would take offense for it, but he's disrespecting the artist and saying something like that. And Buju is right.
You trick with it.
Where music is being consumed today, it might seem revolutionary, but at the same time, it's kind of like very weird if you ask me. Because back in the day, when I remember when I got that Biggie Smalls Life After Death CD, and those 2 CDs was in there, and I read through the credits, and I stayed up all night listening to that CD, and I came back listening to that CD again the next day. I remember listening to Tupac Machiavelli on CD, like back in the 90s, and you know, those were moments, you know what I'm saying? And it was something tangible that you could put your hands on. And now your music is in the cloud, like you said.
You know, the blood clot cloud.
You can't access it if Apple or Spotify or Tidal or whoever is streaming music allow you to stream the music. If those platforms were to disappear today, like, how are we gonna access that music?
You trick with it.
You know what I mean? So it's something to really look at, and I hope that we as artists and listeners and musicians can find some kind of way to get back to that tangible music experience. You know, it's a serious thing. We need to get back to that. Also, man, you know, he spoke on the AfroBeat's situation. I mean, we have spoke on this before. I will drop a link to my AfroBeat video. Some people are gonna take offense because some people always are like just emotional about everything, but what he was saying again is the same thing that Bounty Killer was saying, but Bounty Killer said it in a more positive light. You know, Bounty Killer was bigging up AfroBeat, in my opinion. He was just simply saying that a lot of the content is really no lyrics in there. Let's check this out right here.
You said AfroBeats gives props back to reggae, to dancehall.
Do they?
I thought I heard you say that.
I don't think they do. No, I never said that. I said they don't give fucking props back to dancehall and reggae.
Oh, my bad. I heard it wrong.
Now you really dyslexic.
Yeah. My bad. I thought I heard it the other way around. But then I heard you say, because I heard you say Afrobeats. I thought I heard you say that. The Afrobeats, like, you know, pay homage.
The greatest musician out of Africa was Fela Kuti.
Yeah.
Fela Kuti. Lucky Dube from South Africa. We had Salif Keita. We have Youssou N'Dour. We have Baba Mal. Now, no one wanted to go beyond the pale of what those brothers was doing. I went to Africa in 1991 and I spent like 3 weeks constantly at the universities under baobab trees.
In Kenya? That's
educating people from Ghana, all over the continent about reggae music and dancehall. But I was happy when they came to their senses to realize that music is the bridge that's going to connect us. But what I was disappointed in, they didn't try to connect with Jamaica the Roots. They connect with everyone else except us.
And you talking about Afrobeats?
Yes.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
So they connected with everyone else except us. But when we look at what they're doing, their music is not free in Africa. It's for free.
I didn't know what to say.
The music needs to free Africa. If I am all the way in Jamaica and my country and my people fight for free your continent with word, sound and power, and you have the ability now and all you're singing is fuckery, you don't sing a song to free Africa all now. We need them bringing this to the forefront of your mind, but we desire more from them. You want the money? Go get it. But what's going to be said about you later on? And your posterity. You didn't make any impact. So reggae music still stands predominant. It is still the king's music.
Yes.
This comes back to that same thing. And what Buju basically is saying here is that now that AfroBeat has the eyes on it, now that it has the listeners tuning in, there's really nothing substantial to listen to, and it's really not speaking on behalf of what's going on in Africa. You know, the uplifting of the people, the liberation of the people. You know, fella was who is deemed like the originator of Afrobeats. Fella was like a very liberating singer. Like fella spoke about serious topics that was plaguing Africa back then. You know what I'm saying? Lucky Dube, you know what I'm saying? Those guys spoke on liberation and uplifting. And I think we're living in a new time where people tend to just don't want to think about those things, and people don't want to talk about those things. But I think it's really important to understand that when people start consuming the music, that it always has to have something there to help the people that it's representing. And so far, like Buju is saying here, he hasn't heard anything that's liberating, that's freeing the people of Africa, that sounds like freedom music. And that's the same thing, it goes back to the same thing Bounty Killer was saying, that Afrobeat has no lyrics. And Burna Boy said it himself. Burna Boy said it himself, that Afrobeat is not music of substance. There's really no substance in it.
You hear most of Nigerian music, or I'll say African music, I don't even know what to say, Afrobeats as people call it. It's mostly about nothing. Literally nothing. There's no substance to it. Like nobody's talking about anything. It's just a great time.
People are just singing about a good time. And he said it himself, like, life is not always a good time. There's so much things happening. There's so much things that we need to really stress on. There's so much going on in Africa that needs a light on it. That needs to, you know, the people of Africa. There's so much places in Africa that need freedom. That people need to know what's going on. What's really going on. We're not just dancing and partying, right? No, we're not doing that. We're having a lot of issues. So the music has always been a place to lay these issues down, to let people know what's going on. The music has always been the place, the bridge that bridges the people together, that brings the people together. And so far we haven't seen that from Afrobeats, and that's basically what Buju was saying.
When their music is not free in Africa, it's fuckery.
I mean, Afrobeat is a great genre. I love Afrobeats, and like I've said, like some genres has become kind of like the stress-free genres, where like when we're stressed out, we go listen to these genres to help us to not think about what's happening. But I really would love to see, you know, more substance go in there. I'm saying, like, not everybody have to sing about substance, but you want to tell me across the whole genre that nobody wants to talk about certain issues that's happening, certain things that's going on? So that's really something important to look at, because a lot of artists like Bob Marley and Buju and a whole host of other Jamaican artists and Caribbean artists have spoke on the liberation of Africa through their music. And to see that now that Africa actually has a genre of music that's really blowing up the scene, that nobody is speaking on, you know, the freedom of Africa in the genre. So that's just something that's going on, and Buju just spoke on it. So you know, it's a serious point. Buju has a point, and
it's fuckery.
You know, like I said, like Burna Boy said,
there's no substance to it. Like nobody's talking about anything.
You can't be mad at Buju for stating the obvious, because Burna Boy said it too. Burna Boy said it himself, that Afrobeat has no substance. The music is about nothing.
Literally nothing.
So, you know, that's basically what Buju is saying. That's basically what Bounty Killer said. So there's truth to this. And like I said, I've never heard any super lyrical Afrobeat songs. I haven't heard anybody stepping up in the line like a fella, you know, talking about issues, you know, speaking on political issues, the freedom of Africa, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's a serious thing. So, but I often think, man, a lot of genres sometimes starts off about nothing. You know, even look at hip hop. You know, back in the day, guys were just rapping about the hip hippity, and then eventually, you know, you had people like Melly Mel and Public Enemy and Tupac, and you know, those guys kind of came along with more substance, more liberating lyrics. So maybe Afrobeats have a lot of growing to do, and eventually somebody's gonna take that step to say, hey, you know, it's time for us to speak about more serious issues in the genre, and try to liberate ourselves, liberate Africa, and bring some more serious issues to light. But yeah, you know, that's what's happening. That's what's going on. That's my video, man. Tell me what you think about what Buju Banton is saying here. I know some people are gonna take offense, but tell me what you think about what Buju is saying, and do you feel the same way? You know what I'm saying? Do you feel the same way about what's going on in that genre, or you just like to dance? You just like to dance. All right, man. My name is Dagger, aka Red Robe. That's my video for the day. Y'all have a great weekend. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Peace and one love.